Hello, everybody.
Can I tell my story?
Sure, if you want.
Well, I don't know. I was just gonna finish my story.
Sure.
I was gonna say it's not the little door he tells.
It's not the what?
Not the little door. I put the hole there just in case. But by the fence post where the drain is, you know, the black.
Uh-huh.
If you look down, there's a hole.
Yeah.
I think that might be where the rabbit. I think we have wildlife, so I don't know. What do you name him?
Him? You sure?
Okay, fine. We'll do gender neutral name. We name it.
Sure.
What do you think?
Baggins.
After Baggins? We're gonna name Baggins after.
Just name Baggins. Because he's a stupid pest.
No. I just had this horrible moment where I was like, what if I had to eat that rabbit?
What?
What if I was starving and I had no food?
I don't know. That's a great question.
I'd rather eat squirrels.
Yeah.
What do squirrels taste like?
Hey guys. Hey Matt. What do squirrels taste like? I don't know. Hey Phoenix. Sethro? Pretzel? Hello? That there was going to be time off. There is next week. This is the last stream. It's Brittany, baby. Hey. Hello. Hello, ZTYU. Oh no, sick. I'm mostly better. Mostly better. Mostly better. Been sick for a little while. Hey, Goldfish. Fixing to review you. Getting everything situated. I can't be in those things. Doing. Be true. Every day I lost you. Need a good proper meme for today's. Oh, you're funny.
My hands are still shaking.
Sorry.
Not from that, but
The oh yeah, it feels like your hands feel super weird.
And then the feedback cord hit like a wood chip and it got like this long and I didn't know how to restring it in. Or even if you can restring it in.
We're kind of out of string actually, I think.
No, but you know what I'm saying? It didn't come out. It just like you tap it.
Oh,
it was like it hit a wood chip.
You'd have to take it out and like
it went like this long.
Recoil it back
I
in.
had no patience, so I just cut it off.
Oh my gosh.
So it was the right size, and I was like, I'm going.
Please tell me he's not losing his week off to illness again. No. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. I was been sick like the last week and a half.
We've been like.
And honestly, this has not been. It was not great, especially a couple days, but this wasn't as bad as the sickness over Christmas. That one was way worse.
For you. It's better for me.
7:20 this weekend's been rough. Sad. Your streams take time to digest. Yeah, for me too. You cornball should have streamed the coaching you just did. Oh yeah, I haven't. I mean, it will be publicly available later, but it's been like I've been toying with whether I should be streaming my third session or whether I should be streaming any of my in-depth sessions at all. I don't know. Maybe I'll do like a. Because the thing with the streaming is it's always weird to do streaming when there's like zero chat interaction, like literally zero chat interaction. That's always kind of weird for me. It's always like, well, that's what I'm saying. But it's also like kind of like a startup and it's only like the one session, so maybe it's okay. Because I used to stream all 3 in-depth sessions before I was like recording them, you know? But it was like honestly like not good. Like people were like so bored, you know, just sitting there like watching the sessions. And they all get uploaded to Spilo 2 anyway. So like, I don't know. Awkward says focus damage support, good or bad idea? I think it's a good learning idea. I think it's like one of those really, really hot takes that if you apply yourself to it, you'll learn more about how it's like a countercultural idea, which I think is not a bad way of looking at it. It's not an accurate way of looking at it, but it's like the hot take that kind of wakes people up to playing it correctly. It's a tool, you know. Take a shower. What? I missed a missed context there. Best Danish players of all time. Tier list. Hilarious. Oh yeah, but yeah, we are doing tier lists. You guys need to suggest. I want to do a Star Wars one for sure. I have one on my planner about another one idea, but I forgot. I'm gonna have to check it. You can't get sick if you never leave your house. I mean, that's the problem. You go teach, and then Will teaches kids, and so I end up with all the kid germs. But honestly, I'm fine with it because it means like my immune system is not like getting like, you know, beta male stuff. Just watch all the Atlanta game. Yeah. Howdy. Do you do blow dry or towel dry your hair? Honestly, just kind of towel dry. It usually takes forever though. I'm getting a haircut this Wednesday. Finally, this is by far the longest my hair has ever been. I'm pretty sure I have hair down to my. What?
Oh, you should get the racing stripes.
Racing stripes? Oh.
When you get the fade, just get the little.
Hey, Adorpheus. Rank the communities of each main by toxicity. That would be pretty funny, but I don't know if I actually have enough ideas.
How about rank Overwatch characters? What people are most.
20-year-old man with a perm. Listen. Low blow, mate. Low blow, but also very accurate. Okay, let's do our replay code review, y'all. We're gonna have one 30-minute coaching session with chat interaction because it is a replay code review. I'm gonna pull up the code and then I'm gonna pull up the form. We're gonna take a quick look at the form. Goldfish, if you are in chat, let out a blood-curdling scream, and if you have any questions, you just holler. Ah, I've got a hair in my eye. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Hero pool and rank. Echo. Far tracer when somebody picks Echo before me. Fair enough. So you are plat 2. McLovin plat 2 on this account, but I said above main is technically GM, but a probably diamond at best. Okay. So my main account got hit hard by season 3 and went from plat to top 500 with a 70% win trick, one tricking May. So I don't feel like a GM player, but I'm hard suck GM, so I've made a new count just for one tricking Echo. Okay. Kind of strange. You look good. Very boy bandish. Thank you. 7 to 11 hours of sleep. Obviously, consistency with sleep would be definitely better. Having 8 to 10, not like the store, would be helpful. What do you hope to get out of the session? An understanding of when to take off angles and when to stay main. Okay. So we're a May OTP that hit GM with a 70% win rate, but now we're tricking Echo on an account, and we want Echo feedback. Weird. Yeah, weird. Okay. If you get a haircut, I'm having a perma ban from the. Okay. Yeah. Anyway. What do you feel Sony back from improving ult usage? Echo's ult is very hard. There's so many ways to use it. It changes depending on every situation. Okay, we'll talk about that then. Hey, Alpha. Contenders hit 20,000 viewers on Twitch right now. I mean, big surprise. It's Twitch. But yeah, that is sick. I saw that. Hey, Savvy Drum. Oh, hey, Savvy Drum. My least favorite person. How are you? Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to add here. We'll take a look at your positioning. We'll take a look at your ult usage. Obviously, maybe a little bit more consistency with your sleep. I'm going to assume that your training schedule makes sense, and that there isn't anything stupid with it. If you have any questions about that, just holler. That's not nice. Yes, but it's accurate. So I don't really think there should be any complaints from anybody in chat. Let's actually update our UI. Every day I lost it to life is without you. You guys said boy band, so that's what we're getting.
Guess what?
I don't what?
I got an email from the
boy band
Bank Arena where you did your thing with Sydney Dropper saying the 1975 is performing.
Oh, that's cool.
And I have no idea how it's still in the emails, but it
weird. So we just need to travel over to Sydney. How am I health-wise? I'm doing okay. Doing a lot better. Hey, Skitza. You'll be glad to hear I'm slowly losing my mind. That's good. At least nothing of value is lost. What? What?
That was me.
Yeah, I mean, savvy drone. Calling the scum wife would be a compliment. Okay, so Echo. High ground, off angles. You guys talk about when you want to be playing in main. Generally, almost never. It's generally pretty risky to be playing in main because a lot of times you often end up peeking longer sight lines that end up with hit scans in them, and then obviously also ends up that you're going to be spamming a lot of like tank shield stuff. So taking off angles, but obviously really well timed. This is a bit of an awkward Echo map, even though there is some sort of verticality, because Echo, the difference between Echo and Pharah is Echo has like a lot more like flexibility with how she can position, but it doesn't always mean that she wants to position with that same amount of flexibility. In other words, like an Echo can fly up here like a Pharah, but an Echo can also go all the way over here, an Echo can flank over here, and Echo do like a lot of things that Pharah can't in terms of like her movement control. But the difference between Echo and Pharah is Echo doesn't have quite as much range that Pharah does. So it's like you could play here, but you're not going to do as much as a Pharah here. So it's a little bit tough. You stop playing Overwatch much? Well, that is one good thing I can say about you. Congratulations. What did Savvy do? Savvy is of the evolution of roast Spilo back in the day. He's one of the OGs. I mean, look at the guy's sub count, right? The guy was making good decisions before good decisions was even cool. So this is all fine. The only thing I would say versus this is then, especially when you see the aggression of your Sojourner and your Orisa, for positioning wise, what could we be doing at this point in time, chat? I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? Closing in, right? So like you're talking about one of the most dynamic heroes in all of Overwatch in terms of positioning and target priority and range. So like you can shoot anything and do anything you want right now. With this level of aggression from your team and with the current team's positioning here, you could get in and absolutely roast whatever you want here. So I think at this point in time, setting up a flank on Ashe, sure, flanking building maybe, fly over the Reinhardt. You guys want to talk about target priority? The nice thing about target priority with Echo, it's actually not as important to consider your target so much as to consider your positioning. Now that's kind of a little bit of a hot take, and it's not 100% accurate, but it is something to consider. Because if you think about it, if I'm playing Tracer, I wouldn't really want to go in and shoot Ryan necessarily. I might go more for the flank, right? Better value, better targets, Papa John's. However, if I was like a Tor, probably just shoot the Reinhardt. With Echo, you can both go for the flank, or you can just shoot the Reinhardt. It doesn't really matter. The thing for you is more about what position makes the most sense for you. Probably flying up to this high ground off angle here, burning the Mercy, then using that to shoot the Reinhardt or go for the backline. You just have so much flexibility with what you can do and where you can go. The replays that you parse, I want to see preferably the Grandmaster. I'm not sure I understand the question. Would I consider Echo a better Genji? No, I think that's the comparison is a little bit flawed, but it's a little like Genji in terms of you can shoot whatever you want usually, because that like Echo has so much positional flexibility. The problem here is just that like I think you're playing this too safe when you could be closing the distance up on high ground. Nice shot. Yep. Oh man, that's sad. I know we didn't have our beam, which is a little bit trash. Okay, so then now, okay, never mind, she's dead. I was gonna have this big long spiel about how, you're gonna push card here, then you're gonna maybe off angle here, and then maybe look for an opportunity to fly up to this position here if you ever get the time, and so on, but yeah, never mind. Genji and Echo are that comparable? I mean, they're not. I think the thing that's the thing with Genji and Echo is the reason why they're somewhat comparable is a lot of times the position dictates the targets that you're shooting rather than the other way around. With like a Tracer or a Widowmaker, a lot of the most important things is just like Widowmaker too. Tracer's like a lot about like taking a good flank, right? But with Genji and Echo, it's like where's the good position and then who is available, because you can burn tank and support. So Genji a little bit more support focused. Echo's a little bit more flexible because like right now, like. This spam is fine. I want to see a dive bomb on Cassidy. And there it is. Brilliant. This has been mostly so far okay. I think a little bit more aggression on the first point once you had taken that off angle to close the distance would have been better. Do you need to be concerned about the hit scan being in that window with Mercy? Yes, to an extent. So the reason why we were playing behind tank initially here is because there was no good off angle for us to play. This would have been okay, but it's too far. It peaks the Cassidy. So we were avoiding the Cassidy sightlines, flying up, spamming backline and tank, and then using this position to quickly close the distance on the hit scan. Because you want to play ranged on like a ram, but you want to play close to the hit scan, but you have to be sneaky. Hi, Kitty. About how you get to the hit scan. You can't just spam, like right now, this is okay, but once the fight actually starts, we're not gonna be able to just sit here and play patty cake with the hit scan at this range. So, watch this. Shift here. And then play this cover here. If they push you, they walk into your effective range with a mini health pack and cover. If they don't push you, you spam them, and then maybe you wrap around and use a shift to kind of dive backline. Wouldn't you want to play range on Cass at this level? As Echo versus Cass? No. No, you could poke carefully, but no. You need to play around Sticky Grenade, right? There's definitely nuance there, but no. I don't want you here. And then, okay, yeah, this is just... You're cooked. I don't, maybe. I mean, you made the best of a bad situation, and maybe this is still winnable. It is. Wow. Okay, so honestly, the copy was pretty reasonable. It was a high risk, high reward play. You went for it. Not a big deal. My concern is I would have liked to have considered the hit scan positioning and then find what is the best close angle that I can take while still being in support LOS. That's why I like this one here, because we can avoid this hit scan LOS and spam tank, or dive the hit scan while still being being able to use our shift, right? You wouldn't want to stand here too far away. You need to be able to get support. You could go around this way, but it's too far. It's too easy for them to scout you out. And you could shift up here, sit for a second, walk, get healed, and have your shift again. Wasn't the echo just stuck because of being one? I'm not sure I understand. Okay, but reasonable play. So this one is going to be a lot trickier because being able to close the distance on the hit scan is going to be a lot harder in this open space. So we're going to have to play more patiently or play more hyper aggressive at moments of time. Either play very passive, low risk, low reward, or going for more high risk, high reward plays. The flank would have been LOS to heals. Not this flank. No, I'm not sure if we're all on the same page here. My reading comprehension is not good. So yeah, this is where I want to be. So for here, what do you guys think? Where should you be? Goldfish Toast, you don't have to even answer in chat, but just think about it for a second. Where do we need to be? What rank is this echo? Diamond. Going right to the flank. Right. So you start here and you're like, okay, this range, I'm gonna get my head blown off. So you just play cover here. You could even fly here. And then when you look for opportunities to either shift up, throw stickies, and beam, or honestly, you could even go for a really, really, really hard flank and then shift out this direction back towards cover and getting healed again. You have to decide which one is you're going to go for. Either the more passive, low risk, low reward, or high risk, high reward. Standing here isn't going to work. Now, you could also, if you had like copy, or like let's say you guys had like a really, really good push opportunity, you could walk to like here and then fly up and over and immediately dive backline from here, but it's definitely more of an all-in play. You know? You mean the echo is 1 HP, that's why he was with his healers. Oh, but I think before that, we should have been on the angle. Before we got hit by dynamite, I think we should have been on that angle. Okay, we need to chill. This is exactly what I want us to do, though. It's just unfortunate that our team was basically dead before we even got there. Oh, that's tragic. But you can see, like, when we're playing like close to mid range with these guys, like we actually can threaten kills. Oh. Nicely done. Very good. Now cover. Chill. Good. You probably didn't even need to disengage, honestly. You could have just chilled back here or even shifted out this direction. You could have kept the angle as long as you played cover. You had shift. Go right. Yep. What is she doing? What is she doing? What was she cooking? I mean, there have been a few fights. First fight, late second, right here, right? Where I have not been super pleased with how we have positioned ourselves. There were better options available. But honestly, so far, there have been a lot of really good things. Hey, Domsky. There have been a lot of good things about how you've positioned and how you've used your cooldowns. Your mechanics aren't bad. They're decent. No, Diamond. Is it? So, this is reasonable. So, I'm either waiting for you to get out of Diamond or I'm waiting for the real Diamond plays to start showing up. So they're on Tracer now, which means those flanks are going to be a little bit more contested, but it also means that it's only the Cassidy that you have to worry about. Yeah, see, that this is just not super fluid. Okay, so we're still in a position where we kind of have to consider them the higher risk, higher reward play. You just don't do anything from this here, right? You just see like this is the diamond play. Okay, you're diamond now. Okay, so this is just not good, right? There's nothing about this angle that plays to your strength. Who wins this duel at this range versus these heroes? And if they're on Cassidy as well, right? Now, I get the Tracers are concerned, but the problem is that the Tracer's actually all the way back here. I don't know if you knew that, but if not, then you needed to know. You just get rolled. So if anything here, you can shift back, get healing, try for another hard flank again. This is why Echo is a little bit tricky, because you have to be able to comfortably mold between spam and dive hero, depending on the situation, depending on the map, depending on the composition. Jolly, thank you for the sub. Oh, that's tragic. Okay, now we have an advantage. We have our ultimate. High risk, high reward play. Copy. You know, the funny thing here... Okay, chat, let's talk about this copy here. Okay, let's talk. Tracer is dead. Genji's dead. Genji goes mid. We decide to go in. What's the problem? What's the problem? Well, we had to use our shift to get in. But look at the battlefield. Right, too early. If you guys have watched any of my VOD reviews before, too early. When would be a good time to go? Right now. Hard flank. Now we go. Now we go. Right? So then we go for this exact same high risk, high reward play. In addition, the funny thing is using this copy to extend your life to secure the kill is actually really quite reasonable. I don't have a problem with the copy itself. The problem was the timing was bad. And then if you were to go on this hard flank, this high risk, high reward play right here, you're like, oh shoot, I messed up. Probably best to copy RAM probably right about now. Drop shield, spam, heat E, then use the RAM. Because the RAM has a little bit of extra survivability. So number one issue, timing around your team with the hard flank. The harder the flank, the later you need to be. Number two, I think the copy target could have been better. That being said, I don't think using the copy to enable a super aggressive play is a bad idea. I think it was fine, and you can see that is why we succeed here. If timing was better, we might not have even needed to copy. True. The RAM TM. Body okay? Your advanced European humor is lost upon me. If it doesn't involve some form of slapstick or, I don't, you're too far above me. Okay, yeah, this is the G's. Okay, let's keep going. So, do you have any questions so far? Hey, Pope. I just finished editing our collab. Might be live next week. Because you said you can use the RAM and it sounded funny. Ah. Well, that's hilarious. That joke doesn't even mention NASCAR. Don't get it. It doesn't make fun of my country's obesity, laziness, no jokes about Zoomers and flossing. I don't understand. I'm not equipped to know this. Get her. Yeah! Yeah! Speaking of American. Okay, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Makes fun of big trucks. Can't stop laughing. Yep. Nice. This is where we talk about target priority. You take a good angle there, it doesn't even matter what you shoot. You could just throw damage in the general direction, and oh boy, is it gonna be well. Or gonna be, never mind. It's gonna go well, right? Now they're on double hit scan, so you're gonna need to be playing pretty much the exact same way that we were playing in the attack. Lucio, Mercy, Ryan makes me cringe. Indeed. Like, this is okay. But at some point, that hitscan's gonna walk forward and take space, and you're gonna need to kind of cut off their sightline with cover. I don't even know that I would be here. Oh. Nice. Nice. Now, this is not so nice. You gotta be very careful. I know this is partially an accident, but you gotta be very careful. You could die for this. Because you're by yourself. Again, it kind of comes back to timing there. Bresh, thank you so much for the sub, mate. I appreciate it. Yo, CGL, thanks for the raid, mate. I just now noticed that. Thank you so much for the raid. We're doing a VOD review. We might do a little bit of Ask Spilo, some educational coaching foolishness, and then we're gonna do some tier list afterward. But thank you for the raid, mate. I appreciate it, y'all. We're looking at some Diamond Echo play. We also just stickied a corner of the wall. So you guys came in just in time for our student to humiliate themselves. Nice. Ring around the Rosie. They're dead. Beam. Oh, we didn't hit enough of our shots. I felt like we hit enough of our stickies, but clearly not. Okay, tragic. Okay, so I really think for you, a lot of it's just going to come down to hitting your shots, timing your engage as well, and continually thinking about, is this the best angle that I can play versus their composition? And really, I feel like when you're really focused, you're making good positioning decisions most of the time. I've had a few critiques, but for the most part, I think it's pretty good. Just finished a map 5 banger. You and Llama did a coaching for me back in the day. I was Heartstar Gold State Masters. Thanks for coaching. Yeah, of course. Wow, Llama, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Ah! Wait, what hero did you play, Brush? Snap app? Thank you for the sub, mate. So, chat. We look at cart. We look at double hit scan. We look at the map. We look at... Oh, never mind. I was going to have this big, elaborate plan, and then now we have a flank visor. We look at our ult, but let's just see what happens here first. If we die, I'm going to weep. Oh, no. That's trolling. Okay, you know what? Just for the sake of learning. Because sometimes this is fun to do. If, when, you know, what would you do? What do you guys think for positioning? Zen, monkey see, monkey do? Fair enough. Ah, yeah. That's right. I remember that. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Positioning-wise, copy target... Let's come up with a plan. What is it? What is that melody, guys? It's stuck in my head. I don't know what it is. I can't tell what it's from. What do you guys think? There's a few options here. I don't think there's like a clear right or wrong answer. Wait. Sounds like some like 70s TV show or something. Take the small room with Mega and be annoying. Yeah, we could go in here. Maybe look for a copy on like maybe we just go around and hard flank from here. Yeah, we could. We could also hard flank and like look to copy soldier maybe from here. Yep, Tabata, we're just on the same wavelength. Oh, yes. I agree. I think, like, their comp doesn't have a lot of really good copy targets that feel, like, super amazing. Because Ryan is all right, but he doesn't have as much survivability in copy as, like, a Ram or a Diva do. Because a lot of the survivability from Ryan comes from his HP, which you don't have. So, yeah. I think this is an option, too. But, unfortunately, it's all irrelevant. Missing those stickies gives me... heartache. Oh, and then you hit those stickies. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty reasonable. Unfortunate that we lost that. Hard flank to roof for better copy positioning and vision. That's true as well. Yeah. Nice. Just maybe not the best positioning. I guess it was like, oh, the Lucio's dead and we're trying to stop res. Yeah, I think this is okay. Copy the Junkrat, coward. You won't. You won't do it. You won't. I knew it. See? You're a coward. You really do need to try and play that angle, or we're going to rotate all the way over here, and I'm also going to be happy. Surely. Yeah! Nice. Now, go to point. Take an off angle here. Hey.
Will soon be the 69th month I've been subbed. I want a special Discord role.
No, you get nothing. You get nothing. Thank you for the sub, though, Lightwaves. 65 years, ladies and gentlemen. That's almost as long as I've been streaming, period. We're experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. No way, that's it. Is that it? Experiencing. Wait, it's not. It's Spanish Flea by Herb Alpert. I think. See? I got the decade right. Herb Alpert does Rise. I know Herb Alpert. Okay. Thank you. I think Spilo's old. Shut your mouth. But yeah, okay, definitely would not be playing here. Like, the flank is wide open, and we also have copy for it. You could be so much of a distraction, so much more of a threat from here. I would even strongly consider going around hard flanking left, even if it took our shift, it took it like a few extra seconds. You can kind of see the problem here. Like, you can break Ryan's shield, it just... You're just not doing anything, right? You're not splitting attention. The pressure just isn't that good. You're not actually playing to our effective range at this point. We're just kind of existing. And I think you need that killer instinct, right? Especially when you are able to conserve your shift and you have your ultimate. I get it. There's not going to be a good copy on the flank, but at least you have it, right? This is no good. Oh. But that felt way too painful to break that choke. And I think you deserve a lion's share of the blame for that. Wife lever main. Classical. Sure. High risk, high reward. Element of surprise. Burn him. And you have copy. I love the angle here. This fight is lost, but you know, you did your job. You did your best. You get the polite applause from me. What? Oh. Still don't think I fully understand, honestly. Good angle here. Good try. Good spam. Good stuff. Get healed. You need to be very careful about flying in the open. This is the thing you got to be careful about. So you're like, oh, I'm going to fly from here to here. But ask yourself, why? Right? What do you get out of this? Like, this is the thing, is like, all right, well, why? Just stay here, get healed, do your thing. Because by being here, you've now created distance between yourself and the angle that the Cassidy may or may not use, and that's the angle that you need to be stuffing out. Because flying is fun. I could not have put it better myself. But you see the problem now. Ah, what is your Junkrat doing? And they chunk and they play, and they chunk inside. Yeah, this is one of the plays of all time. Okay, so the problem here is to be honest with you, it's just a little bit tricky to push here because you don't have your cooldowns. You have stick, but you don't have your beam, which means it makes it that much harder to finish, and then you don't get the copy in time, and obviously your team is backing off, so it's a little bit tough. Is Twitch laggy for anybody else? I don't know. Okay. It's like they're trying to dodge hits the LOS and hit scan, but both were in main, right? But like, no. What should we be doing right? I can't run my eyes. Right about now, guys. Right about now. What do you think? Better touch some grass, dudes. Here, go outside. Yeah. A man of culture. You could go behind. You could. Probably a little bit riskier. Probably not really necessary, to be honest with you. Just, yeah, exactly. Stand right here and spam balam. I don't see the need to push. That being said, if you have copy and you want to go for it, that's fine. Ah! You know what's actually funny is I actually think that with where your team is positioned right now, I actually think the Widow swap is like... I like the Widow swap if I'm playing Echo here. Oh no. Automod caught some racism from Big Hoss Reel. Because the Widow is actually really, really easy to dive. Yeah, this is... Yeah, she's cooked. Sayonara. Sweet cheeks. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. I mean, you caused a pretty nice distraction there. So basically, here's the thing. When I'm talking about hard angles like these, you don't always have to go for them if you already have a very comfortable and comfy, juicy spam angle. So you could just stand here and play your game. The reason why I was so obsessive about it earlier is this position here wasn't what this position is. It didn't have that level of proximity, control, and spam. So then you don't really need to do what you're doing right now unless you want to. This one, you needed to go for something because this wasn't going to cut it. I like saving copy for next game. I mean, to be fair, we haven't really had an opportunity or a need to, and their comp is really, truly atrocious. Like, the only use I see for copy versus their comp is just to use it as a second of life. I don't see any other way to use it. They're horrible. Ah! Oh, how did you get beat? Copy. I mean, I honestly would not have been scared to copy and go for a kill here. I know you're thinking that the fight is lost, and it is, but you could like prevent them from pushing too much further. I mean, I'm not saying not copying there was a bad play, but your team may just end up staggering the rest of this, and that's exactly what's going to happen. You're never even going to get an opportunity to use copy, period. Oh, you're cooked. Archaeologists will dig up this replay code 650,000 years from now, and in the language or the equivalent in their language at that time will go, what was he cooking? Right. Let's watch a wee little bit more, shall we? The fact that we're experiencing technical difficulties, please hold tight, makes it all the more better. I didn't even know what I was humming there, but now it's perfect. Now they're on Widow. This shenanangle isn't gonna work. What you were doing earlier is gonna make a lot more sense. And then looking for opportunities to either hard flank or just spam them on the choke. One day my honor will heal me. One day my honor will heal me. One day. A little bit risky. Would have been better. Honestly, I would have preferred you to roll the RNG dice and to just shift, turn your big booty cheek this way, and then take this position here. It's a lot safer. Even if it means taking a little bit of risk here. Ah! That was good. High risk, high reward. Nice shots. Okay, we continue. Bullying Widow is so satisfying. Sentences without context of Overwatch would be awful. Man, bullying a Widow is so satisfying. Copy's fine, y'all. Y'all need to quit whining. Copy's fine. It's just a little early, you know? Like, it's just a little early. Like, this is such a high-risk, high-reward play that looking at your team's positioning, it's just not gonna work. Like, unless you're, like, cracked out of your mind. Like, you barely... Oh. Like, this play would have been a lot more meaningful right about now, right? Because this Ana would have been much more distracted, and there would have been more of a focus on the Mercy helping the Ryan and the Mei, and less on the Anand, so that you would have had a higher chance of succeeding. You kind of set your team up for success here because you distract them and allow them to force Mei. But I just don't, when you need to be thinking more selfishly with your timing. Like, I'm going to go late and let my tank take all the heat, and so that I can get kills, because you're equipped for it. You're equipped for it, right? You're better than the Orisa's better at taking heat. You're better at getting kills. So let her take the heat and you get the kills 99% of the time, especially when you're going for these high risk, high reward. I mean, this is it right now, right? Like, you're letting the Orisa get all the beating in the world, and yet you're the one that's about to get the kill on the Ana. Right. At least the threat of the kill on the Ana enough to force a lot of cooldowns and resources. And then now from here, we can just spam Ryan. Careful, she's going for you. Is there a health pack in here? Oh, there is. My stomach is absolutely freaking out. I am so hungry. But I'm taking one for the team. Okay, this is fine. Distraction was fine. You need to get healing. And then from here... Oh, dear. Bless Blizzard for that nerf. Okay, yeah, I mean, this is just a little bit silly. Once you get healed, probably would have gone back and rolled the RNG dice in the flank again. Probably would have been better than what we did, but... Funny C9, or I guess not even a C9. Okay, so what do you guys think are the main takeaways for me? I have a few of them. I have a few ideas. Doesn't know the map, Skull? Shut your mouth. Shut your stupid mouth, okay? I did do a map guide in this map too. Ouch, that is pretty embarrassing. I guess this mini's not really that impactful though, I guess, you know? Gotta come up with some excuse. Timing, right? To me, it was the timing specifically on the really high risk, high reward plays that I think a little bit more awareness of our team would have helped with those, because you're going to be going for these flanks like pretty frequently as that go. That is what the hero does. Not all the time, but occasionally. Cope. Yeah, you're funny. Idiot. So the timing of the high risk, high reward stuff. I do think mechanics can continue to improve. I don't think they were a major weakness, but I think they can continue to improve. And I had one other thing, but I don't know if there's anything that I'm forgetting. I actually don't think the copy was that bad. If you have a good copy, set up an aggro play and get a good copy. Or just use the copy as a get out of jail free card. I mean, it ain't that deep, really. Nothing else, ladies and gentlemen? Sometimes don't feel pressure to flank when there's no need to, I think. Yeah. It was like sometimes we had a really, really good position, so we didn't need to go for the high risk, high reward plays. We could have just sat and done the thing. It felt like sometimes we were going for high risk, high reward plays circa here, right? When it wasn't that necessary. But then sometimes we would just kind of like plop here when there was like this entire angle to set up that we weren't taking. And I think that is maybe something to look at. Honestly, your positioning wasn't even that bad. Like I do think that you played reasonably well. I would be surprised if at least if you continue to grind Echo, that you don't continue to rank up with her, because I think you're doing a lot of things well. Do I trying to help you with maths and I can't unsee it? Oh yeah, was it the Mercy VOD review? Yeah. So timing of the high risk, high reward, looking for softer angles when we're kind of stuck in a choke without a good spam angle, and then continue to work on your mechanics. Those are the three things. I'm actually going to type these up to you in a direct message. Echo. Timing of your high risk, high reward. Looking for more angles when main isn't allowing for good value. Keep up the good practice. Mechanics could be a wee bit cleaner. Do you have any questions, Goldfish Toast? What's good, Spilo? Bro, you lost the whole VOD review? What? This one? I would say you want to flank when frontline spam doesn't feel good, which is very common. It's like, oh, yeah, I agree with that. Do you have any questions, Goldfish Toast? In terms of cooldowns, I think we are using them mostly well. I especially liked how we were playing around our shift. I think for the most part, our shift management was good. I guess the only thing I would say was with copy is don't be scared if you don't have a good copy. Don't be scared to just YOLO it to enable a more aggressive, a more high risk, high reward play. Like even if it's a copy on Lucio, right? It's an extra life. Like it's an extra life, it's an extra amp, it's more distraction. There's more team utility and distraction to get off of that. Hydrate and posture check, thank you. Is it better to target your threats or ignore them? Well, let's put it this way. By ignoring your threats, is it putting you in a really crappy position? Like, for me to avoid hit scan angles, is it going to mean that my positioning is like trash? Like, I don't have a good angle at all. In which case, you should probably contest them for those off angles and duel them so that you could take the positions away. But if the angle that you have is like really, really OP and like you don't even need to, like, I'm already in a good position, why would I even bother? They just play. They just play. That's the big thing for me. It's more about thinking about your own personal, like, think selfishly about your positioning. And if your positioning is like, feels like you're getting gate kept from good positions, then you might need to fight the hit scan. But if you can play a really good spam angle and just avoid the hit scan, then go for it. Hey, I'm doing well, thank you. Any other questions? Chat, do you have any questions? Does anybody have any questions about anything? Could make a Jogurt bowl? Question about pressure. The goal is to maximize pressure, but my question is, what is more worth? How do I decide? So as an example, I can have like stat 75 points pressure in an instant with setting up big and sleep drive, but otherwise I can have frequently 25 points from the same team via hitting shots and healing. Second example, when team fight begins, I can do constant pressure, maybe disposition. Yeah, it's experience. It's experience. The reason why I put so much emphasis on pressure is even though it's more of the answering what puts out more pressure, a big anti-nade, a big DPS shot is like unbelievably contextual. Usually if you're a somewhat experienced player, even not even super, but just a somewhat experienced player, you'll be able to know. You'll go, that anti-nade, was there more pressure from that anti-nade alleviated or put out if I had used it in this way? Should I have been shooting my Ryan or should I have been shooting their Genji? The answer isn't to flowchart Overwatch. The answer is to go into it with that mindset and then decide on a case-by-case basis on exactly what you did and how you did it. My day's been fine, thank you. How do I find love? For you, good luck, bud. Is it worth the ult proactively to try and build a specific ult? Yes, if you can take a good position for that specific ult, and if you're in a good position for it. Even when you're trying to ult proactively, I still would try to avoid being the first thing to happen. Try and let your tank take a little bit of attention first so that you can live long enough to build the ultimate. Or grind in ranked. I like the grind ranked part. You're welcome. Hey, what's up, Ray? Is it okay to be both a projectile and hit scan player? Yes. I think it's more important to find the heroes that you enjoy than it is to find a specific aiming style. Like, I definitely encourage, if you're playing hit scan, try to lean into hit scan players. But if you're like, I just freaking love Genji, I'm not gonna want to play more than like just Widowmaker and hit scan, that's fine. It's more important to play the heroes that you enjoy than it is to play a specific aiming style. Aiming style is definitely helpful, but it's not more important than playing what you enjoy. Okay. Chat. Let's do a little bit of Ask Spilo, and then let's do some tier lists. I'm a support player and I get addicted to Hanzo. Huh. Be flex support and play both. True. I think it's stuck in my head now. Why do I have my earbuds on? I don't know why I have earbuds on. There's nothing going on here. Clubs! What's up, mate? How's it going?
Hey, chat and Spilo.
How are you? Okay, let's do this. We'll do like a dozen questions. I've been kind of like playing catch up with that spell because it's honestly there's just like a glut. I got behind and just continued there. So anyway, now the question is it optimal to try and stick with projectile healing when no one is necessarily in danger of dying? I tend to spam projectile healers just to farm ult when there isn't an opportunity to do damage or something. I ask because I see a lot of high looking down their scope a lot more than I do, but the scope is literally only like range is the only thing with the scope. Like projectile healing is better in close ranges because the fire rate's a little bit faster and it keeps your field of view. But if something's further away and you need the accuracy / you need the speed of the hit scan, even if it is a fire rate, what is it, Chad? It's like 30-35 meters. It's faster to do the hit scan in terms of healing per second because the projectile travel time. But yeah, it's more to do with the range. It's not, you're looking for a hard answer with something that you're just going to get better at with time. If there's something that's too far away, you need to be scoping. If something's close, you need to not be scoping, just to give you more field of view, if nothing else. I see a lot of analysts looking down their scope a lot more than I do. It might just be that the ranges that they're playing is something that you're not used to playing. Here's Spilo. I was live coaching at 3.5k this evening. They had a lot of trouble playing against the ball pharmacy tracer on a Kiriko comp. They asked me to give a team comp which hard counters. I remember Monkey Rush being quite a counter back in the Overwatch 1. Ball tracer Summer Briggs in and hard dive their Ana. No, I don't think so. I think you're fine with something a little bit more tempo oriented, a little bit more self-sustained, so that you can isolate things like their tracer, things like their Ana or Kiriko. I think that's fine. Even the ball, right? With the Sombra, you can go like ball, tracer, Sombra, 3v1 their ball or 3v1 their tracer where the pharmacy can't help, and that's really, really OP. The problem with this, though, is the Briggs in is like really fat and slow, and it gives something for the pharmacy to dive over and over and over again. So I would prefer something more self-sustained like a Kiriko Lucio, where the Kiriko Lucio can help with the dive and just avoid the pharmacy entirely. The way to play versus pharmacy is just don't give her anything to dive or spam. And very mobile, fast heroes can avoid her a lot easier because while she does have mobility, she doesn't have as much mobility as a Kiriko, as a Lucio, as a Sombra and Tracer. So generally, historically, the way to beat pharmacy comps is to run something either hit scan on a good hit scan map like a Widowmaker, but on something like a Koth map, a short sightlane map, is to run something with a Lucio comp, Kiriko comp, Sombra Tracer. Kiriko is another phenomenal support, right? Yeah. Briggs in is just the weak point here. Like you can peel off the ball tracer, the ball tracer, but the pharmacy is going to be like really rough. Yeah. Any tips, drills to practice crosshair placement? I try to focus a lot in games. I can't remember when I'm actually supposed to put my crosshair when I'm thinking about it. Never actually had to. It just comes with time. Like it's not something. It's anything that's mechanical, because there's so much crosshair placement in Overwatch. It's going to be very hard to master it because it happens literally hundreds of times every single game. So you might be like, oh, I'm still missing it. Yeah, because it's happening so many times, right? Leon, thanks so much for the sub, mate. Doing all right. Hope you're doing well. So I would say the best way to practice little mechanical things like not jumping, 80-80 strafing, crosshair placement, I like it in my warm-up because it allows me to rapid exposure without having to think about other factors like my cooldown usage and my positioning as much. So I think bringing it into your warm-up routine, whether that's deathmatch or I mean, honestly, that's mostly that, would be the big one I would try. And then just be patient with yourself. Enemy DPS is out trading me or winning the majority of the duels, but they hold space. I want high ground. Should I aim to go around them and take somewhere else, or keep fighting the game in space? I'm Soldier, enemy Cassidy Blizzard, will second point high ground. He's hitting headshots. If you think that I can beat this Cassidy if I play in a certain way, like if I'm playing Soldier versus a Cassidy on high ground, if you're thinking if I play it like a medium to long range and I plop down my heal station, I might be able to force that Cassidy off of high ground. If you can give yourself an advantage in the duel, then take the duel. If you can't give yourself an advantage in the duel, then don't take the duel and find value elsewhere. So you'd be like, okay, well, I'm gonna take a hard flank where I avoid the high ground, but I'm actually still playing the strengths of my hero. The way to do things in Overwatch is either to contest the enemy team when you have the advantage, or to find an advantage elsewhere. But if he's better than you, it might just be that he's better than you and you just need the practice, that's all. But just play to your advantage. As a former math tutor, what tips do you have for AP Calculus AB exam? I don't know. I think the highest thing, I taught calculus for like 1 year, but it was super stressful because I had just taken it the year before. Calculus was like the limit. I actually found calculus to be not too bad. It was pretty simple. Pre-cal, trig was honestly harder for me. Less complicated, but honestly, it's been years, mate. It's been literal years. So study, don't cram, get lots of sleep. Yeah, calculus is as high as I went. As high as my dad went. My dad is like, I always grew up more with like more arithmetic focused stuff, like fractions and arithmetic and stuff like that. I tutored mostly algebra, but it's been years, honestly. Calculus goes hard, yeah. The problem with math is that most math teachers, I think, suck at making the class interesting. And here's a hot take. I think most math classes teach too many concepts in 1 year. And secondly, I actually think most schools prioritize mastering higher level math instead of mastering fundamentals. I think most people would benefit from never even getting to like literally algebra 2 and actually being better with fractions and basic multiplication tables. And the irony is that I actually think that lower tier math is one of the worst taught subjects in all of school. It was unbelievable to me the number of kids that I tutored from like 8 years old to like 15, 16 years old that had horrible experiences with like learning fractions and graphing and like multiplication tables and stuff like that. And I would work with them and they're like, oh, I thought it was way more complicated. Or it was like, part of it was probably more the kid, but it's also like, bro, how do you not even know how to do this? Like, how can you not even, it's actually unbelievable to me. Like graphing. Here's graphing. You guys want to know what graphing is? Here's graphing. Graphing is you're running a lemonade stand, okay? You're selling lemonade, okay? Y is equal to the money you make. Money. X is equal to the number of days that go by. And so what we do is we go Y equals 2x plus 1. 1 is the number of money that I started off with. I started the day with $1, okay? So $1, okay? So $1, right? Honestly, it's been so long I can't remember if is this the x-axis, chat? This is the x-axis, I think. It's been ages, yeah. And this is the y-axis, I think, yeah. So I started the day with $1, and every lemonade that I sold, let's not even say days, let's say lemonades. Every lemonade I sold, axis horizontal? Oh, well, there you go. So y equals 2x plus 1. So the number of sales I had, and I made $2 for every lemonade that I sold, and I started off with $1. So if I started off with $1 and I sold 4 lemonades, then I have 9. So you go, if I have 4, 1, 2, 3, let's just do this. 3, 4. If I sell 4 lemonades, then I make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right there. So if I sell 4 lemonades, 2 times 4 plus the $1 I started off with, I make $9. All right. And then all we have to do, yeah, let's actually make this blue, is be like, how much would I make with 3 lemonades? Okay, well, 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. So 7 would be money. Okay. Wait, I'm getting myself confused here. I'm doing it backwards. I reverse the axle again. Oh my gosh, chat. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I would be here, rather, doing the opposite here. So if I do, let's say if I only sold 3, it would be 7. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right here. And what if I sold 2? Okay, so x is equal to 2, 1, 2, and that's 2 times 2 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the reason why the graphing matters is it allows you to plot out points and find out how much you'd make, like so. Australian graphing, stop making fun of me. But it's really just, it's just a way to calculate 2 different variables at the same time. You want to know how much money you make? Well, you create a graph like so. Now, obviously, it gets more complicated, but all it means is it's just ways of calculating things like this. It's the lemonade stand. That's all it takes, right? And oh my days, like I was working with like an Algebra 1 student. This was like, I don't even know, 7 years ago, and they had no idea what the whole point was. Yeah, I don't know. I think so many people would just like being able to do basic fractions and basic multiplication tables, or like being able to calculate. I mean, this is more of an American thing, but being able to calculate a tip. 15% of $60. What is it? Here's a big thing. Whenever you hear of in math, it means multiply. 15% of 60 is just 60 times 15. And here's the thing, chat. This is something that my dad taught me. You don't even need to go, oh, well, it's actually 0.15 and then I'm no, screw that. What's 15% of 60? What's 6 times 5? 15, excuse me. That's obviously 90. Is $90 a reasonable answer for 60? No. Is $0.9 reasonable for 15% of 60? No. So it's 9. 9 sounds about right, and that is right. It's that simple. So you don't even need to do all these complicated 0.15 times 60, and then, well, or then you need to go 5 times this. No, just 6 times 15. 6 times 10 and 6 times 5. And then you can combine the two. And that's it. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Just reasonable answers. Now, as you guys get to higher levels, and we're doing things like, 2.4 and all this kind of stuff, which, by the way, is the centimeter conversion. Then yeah, okay, now, but even before we do this, like let's say this was like 2.54 times 367, knowing ahead of time that the answer here is going to be about 900 is going to save me so much time in case I make a mistake. If I get like 90.678 or something like that, then I know my answer is wrong because this makes no sense. I know my answer would be around 900, okay? And so my answer needs to be reasonable. And the other reason why that's important is a lot of the time in real life, you don't need an exact answer. It's better to have a relatively good estimate off the top of your head. And a lot of kids can't do that. I think that's a big thing. Man, I went off on a rabbit trail. After finally reaching Grandmaster, it feels almost like a whole new ball game. Everyone is good. I keep trying to play my best, but keep losing games, and I'm able to figure out how to start performing in Gmail. Just find out what you're missing. Is it your mechanics? Is it your understanding? Is it cool to use? It's just nothing changes. Like people get like, oh, Grandmaster, it's a whole different ball game. No, it's not. It's not. It's the exact same ball game, but just everyone's 5% better at every single level. Just get good. Figure out what you need to be doing better. Cooldown usage, mechanics, timing, positioning. Think of some ideas. Try to give yourself some goals. It's not a whole new ball game. You're giving it way too much credit. You're getting up in your head. Finance major take? Shut up. Shut up. Listen, I can calculate tips. I can do mental math. I could do arithmetic. And that I have not once needed to do proofs. That's my job, but that's fine. I'm looking to understand the overall macro gameplay of Overwatch. Is there any way I can find a guide of this? Let me see. Is my... I think I have a few... I think I have a playlist. I think. I try to keep my playlists updated, but I usually forget to update them. So let me check. Yeah, I have an Overwatch 2 macro strategy playlist. So you can just look for in my playlists and you'll find it. But there's a lot of videos in here that you can use. I kind of break down my philosophy of the game. Yeah, he didn't even need any help. The only thing that Kiriko, oh my gosh, the only thing that Cager did with me is we had a couple of conversations about Lifeweaver, but yeah, the mate made his own video himself. What's your hottest Overwatch take? Can get you canceled levels of hot. Wow. Really? Man, I don't know. Risky. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that I have any like super hot takes that aren't like at least lukewarm at best. Double claps. Okay, maybe this is kind of a hot take. I don't like one-shots in Overwatch, but I think the whole concept that one-shots shouldn't exist, period, is like such a boomer take, honestly. Like, yes, Widow in particular is probably really unfortunate to play, but saying that like in general one-shots shouldn't exist is like kind of dumb. Why? Why? Double clap push-ups though. I don't know. That's not exactly a hot take, I guess. But I think a lot of the I think Widow is definitely annoying. For sure, because she can dominate a lobby just basically by herself. But I think in general, just saying that one shot shouldn't exist is kind of dumb. There you go. Wait, you can't see? Whoa, wait, where's my camera? Wait, my camera's been gone this entire time? I'm an idiot. No shot. No way. Dang it, man. I have to do it again. No way. Sucks. Dang it, man. Are there any specific DPS picks you think synergize particularly well poorly with a Pharah teammate in ranked? I think having more of a self-sufficient DPS definitely helps, so that your Mercy never has to worry about leaving. Like Tracer, Sombra, to an extent Soldier. Anything that's not going to demand Pocket or help. You have my grandma still. Dang it, man! I know I have grandma hair! Please! I'm getting a haircut next week! I was supposed to have a haircut 3 weeks ago. I had issues scheduling it. Didn't answer my calls. No, we're going to do tier lists very soon. Sensitive topic. Dang it. Are there any tips or tricks to winning the Tracer versus Soldier matchup? I can reliably dodge Helix melee combo. His prime frag gives me trouble due to the constant pressure. Do you generally have to use it stage properly where you can creep up on him without him getting poked out early? If he uses Healing Station, you should either leave, but you should only stay if he's already at an HP to where you can finish him off quickly. Because if you force Healing Station, then your next engage should be free. So more about like playing around Healing Station more. Deciding about whether you should commit for the kill or reset and go again a second later, and then trying to stage to where he doesn't shoot you on your entry. Like that's the goal. It's like you shouldn't be shot on entry, otherwise your staging isn't very good. We'll do 2 more here. Why does it take a Ryan player to play Ryan? They just haven't. The only difference. This guy was meta. This guy has not been meta in ages. So players recently have more experience on Ram than they do on Ryan. You guys didn't see the meta, but in ranked and in scrims during late fall, early winter, Ram was more popular when he got his speed boost on his Nemesis form. So they just had more experience in Ram. When I play Tracer and have Ball on my team who is struggling a lot against the enemy Summer, is it worth for me to actively look for Summer? Yes. Yes, I think it's good. Unless the backline's like super fragile, then enabling your ball a lot can be very, very helpful. If it's like a Zenyatta Widowmaker, yeah, maybe better to go for the Zen Widow. But yeah, Ryan's a mentality. That's probably true as well. Okay, tier list time. Let's figure this one out. So the first one I want to do is Star Wars. Because I think I had some spicy takes that I want to share with all of you. Maybe not that spicy. And I'm going to forget some, so if I forget anything, you guys let me know. Friday, thank you for the sub. You a Tahu, Kopaka, Gali, Lewa, Pohatu, or a Nua kind of guy? What do you think? What do you think? Yo, Pepper! Yeah? Tier lists! Yeah, and I think we're missing a few shows here too, because I want to do shows as well. To grab something.
Yeah.
Okay. I think they're missing. What are they missing? They're missing Andor here, Obi-Wan, Boba Fett. Yeah, Pepper's joining for the tier list. Yeah. Yeah, so I was a big Star Wars fan when I was a kid. Big Star Wars fan. This will kind of should show my hand, but I'm a lot less of a Star Wars fan in the last decade or so. I was actually so much of a Star Wars fan. I was like obsessed with like lightsabers and Star Wars. I got to be actually really quite good at lightsaber fighting. I was really quite good at lightsaber fighting. I would beat up all the other kids. The 2004 animated Clone Wars. So yes, he forgot about that one. That one's not even on this list here. You're definitely a prequels fan. You'll have to wait and see. I would say, let's put it this way. I think my takes with Star Wars are like pretty. Not everyone's gonna agree with my takes. Let's put it that way. But I think I have pretty like normal takes, I guess. Nothing super spicy. But I definitely have some very strong statements about some of the Star Wars things. It is a hot take, Chits. You're good, you're good. We're waiting patiently for you. You'll see why. Why are we waiting? Wait, I know what you're doing. Pepper. Oh, I thought you were doing your hair.
No.
Okay. Okay.
Not doing my hair.
All right, let me make sure. Let me make sure that we have enough. We got to increase. I don't really care. Let's increase the size of the face cam here, so we have more personality. More personality is always better. More hair is always better. Okay. So tier list here.
I feel like your mom.
Yeah.
I'm sitting behind you.
Okay. So there's a few things in this one that they're missing.
Okay.
Andor, Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan, and so on. So Star Wars Rebels. I don't think we watched much of Rebels, did we?
We only watched like the highly rated episode.
I feel like I don't feel like I could give an accurate grading of it though. It definitely wouldn't be top tier, and it definitely wouldn't be trash.
Put it in night. Maybe.
I'll put it in night for now because there were. Was that the one with like?
That was one of the characters you were like, I don't care about any.
Yeah, I didn't care about any of the characters. I didn't like the non-canon characters much at all. But we didn't watch as much.
Characters, or well, I mean, they're pretty canon at this point, but those characters I didn't really care.
There were some part, but they were more cringe. It's always hard because it's a kids show. Yeah, it was okay, I guess. It wasn't that great. I might even put it in Padawan with some peaks and night. I never watched this at all. I can't imagine it was good though. What is that? Resistance?
Oh, I never watched that.
I have no interest. It's hard because the ones that I've never watched are also the ones that I have no interest watching, probably because they're not very good. So it's like I almost feel like they deserve Youngling just because I haven't watched them. Okay, New Hope. I mean,
banger.
Yeah, it's classical.
That literally goes to the very top.
I
mean, is it the first season or just in general?
I think just in general.
I don't know.
Master, maybe?
Well, we haven't seen any of the second season.
I haven't seen any of the third season.
Third season?
Third season, yeah. We're on third season.
No, Book of Boba Fett is what you're thinking was the second season. There's
No. I think...
I'm pretty sure there's only one season
Chat.
of Mandalorian, and then there's the second one that is currently out right now.
Get rolled. Season 3. We've already seen season 2. Season 2.
We binged watched it all together.
Yeah, see? Yeah, see?
Why?
Considering season 3 that we haven't seen yet, what would you say that the first 2 seasons? It was good and bad. Master? Okay, yeah, I know that's kind of a little bit of a hot take.
Why is it a hot take?
Well, because people probably want a council member.
Oh, well, I don't care what people say. They're wrong.
All right. Here's what we're going to do. Grogu, needs to just die.
Shot with a harpoon. Ooh, am I allowed to say that?
Needs to just die. Even though I haven't seen the 3rd season yet, I'm just tired of the hero. It's like, oh, that's cool, that's cute, because here's the thing, chat. Okay, Grogu was a tool to bring out character development in The Mandalorian. He's a tool, and the character himself.
He's also a marketing tool.
But that's the thing. The problem right now is I can't shake this feeling that everything that they do with Grogu is cash money. I'm just tired of Grogu. He doesn't have a personality. He's just there. He's annoying. And I haven't seen season 3 yet, so I'll reserve judgment. But yeah, enough. Like, you've done your job. Go on, do your thing. We don't want to see you anymore. Unless Grogu actually develops, he's still the stupid baby thing. I'm tired of seeing the same thing. It's like the stupid sitcoms that run on for 36 seasons, and the character in season 1 and character in season 342 acts the exact same. Enough! You've served your purpose. Either develop or go to the side. We don't want to see you anymore.
People probably say that about you sometimes.
That's true. But it's like we've not there's nothing new here. There's nothing interesting here. Like, there's no character development. You're not even particularly interesting. I don't know. Grogu, honestly, is a big deal. I like the Mandalorian himself. Pedro Pascal is great, and a lot of the villains and some of the other characters. Hot take. I hate Gina Carano. Gina Carano. She drives me nuts. She's way too tryhard. Her entire personality. Exactly. Her entire personality is, I'm strong.
They told her to do that.
Right? It's tiresome. So
I'm backing her up because she did more time.
Yeah, but I don't know. I really like Pedro Pascal, and I really like the guy. Who's the guy, the villain?
Carl Weathers?
No, it wasn't Carl Weathers. He was amazing. Freaking amazing.
Gideon? He's supposed
to whoever. But anyway, there's a lot of really pretty decent side characters. I don't think there's a lot of pretty. Yeah, I'll give it Master, but I'll reserve judgment until the 3rd season.
I already know where Rogue One's going.
Well, I know Gina Carano is gone, but I'm grading it from the seasons where she's in. Every time she's on screen, I'm just like, bleh.
I told you, it's Zarya.
Not everyone can pull off the Princess Leia attitude. It gets tiresome.
Princess Leia attitude. Excuse me, I'm dying.
Okay, Rogue One. I honestly don't remember this movie that well.
What the hell?
I remember I really liked it.
Is a councilman.
You think so? I remember it being really good, but
better than Solo.
Well, duh.
Well, I'm just saying, out of like the remakes, it was probably one of the best. And it had an interesting storyline, and I liked Andor before it was a TV show, and Disney was like, cash.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can't remember as much. It was just more interesting. It was more interesting. What is this one? Is this which one is this one? Is this The Force Awakens? This is The Force Awakens.
Force Awakens.
Night, probably?
I'd say Night. It was interesting.
It was a rehash.
It was just a retelling.
Kylo Ren was interesting. Poe was interesting. Finn was interesting. Rey was interesting.
Pooped on his character.
Yeah.
So he had potential.
It was interesting. I mean, it was a bit of from a storytelling perspective, nothing interesting or new, but they did set up some interesting storylines that they just never delivered through. It's the least cringe of all of them. I think it was all right. You could argue that it was you could argue that it was bad because it set up. It was the beginning of the end, I guess. But in of itself, it's a decent enough movie.
If they had gone on to do good movies afterwards, it would have been fine.
Yeah. And there are some scenes that I still remember quite well. Like, I remember the fight with Rey and Kylo Ren on the snow thing was super cool.
The setting was really cool.
Oh man, I don't know where to put this one. Revenge of the Sith.
I'd say Master.
Okay, here's the thing with Revenge of the Sith. I know dialogue's still a weakness. There's still some corny aspects of it, but it had just so many really cool peaks. Like, there were so many scenes that I still remember very, very strongly. I remember going back and watching it, 4 or 5 years ago, and being like, oh, I forgot that was a little cringy. Yeah, I could have gone without that line. Oh, somebody should have told George Lucas to cut that, please. Yeah. And I do think the more from Anakin Skywalker to Anakin Skywalker being corrupted especially without the Clone Wars, was a lot clunkier. It felt it felt very rushed, right? It was like, oh, okay, I guess we're Darth Vader now, right? But I do think that there are a lot of scenes that handle the gravitas well. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a great film, but as a Star Wars fan, it was very enjoyable.
The beginning is so good.
Yeah.
Just a Star Wars-y sort of way.
Yeah, and the ending as well. Yeah, I see her. Episode 1, Night, Padawan, Night, surely Night. I think again, episode 1 is like all the prequels kind of suffer from the same problem where you remember the really cool scenes really, really well, but then you just forget all the really bad stuff. Well, okay, sometimes you don't forget the bad stuff. But like the duels, Duel of the Fates, like it's peak Star Wars. It's peak Star Wars. Duel of the Fates is peak Star Wars. You know, even the start of the movie is very exciting. But there's just a lot of parts that are very forgettable or tiresome.
Jar Jar.
Like for me, I look at like The Force Awakens like this, and I look at Phantom Menace like this, right? Where the lows of the Phantom Menace are cornier than The Force Awakens, but the peaks I think are higher.
My favorite part is going back and realizing like 40% of that movie was like politics.
Yeah.
And not knowing at all, like just being like.
As a kid, you're like, what is going on?
Oh, they're sitting in this building talking. That's boring. Let's go back to the pottery.
Yeah, I knew people were going to complain about Mandalorian. Mandalorian has too many weaknesses, honestly. It's not comparable with A New Hope. I'm sorry. You could at best argue for Council Member. I haven't seen season 3 yet, so keep that in mind. Which is this one? Is this The Last Jedi?
That is The Last Jedi. I put that at the bottom of the
Yeah. No, this is The Last Jedi. Let's just go ahead and skip to there, yeah. So The Last Jedi was just a big disappointment.
The Last Jedi belongs at the bottom of the rubbish.
It's just really poorly executed. Really poorly executed. Yeah. It's a bad movie, and it's also a bad Star Wars movie, too. Here's the thing. There's a lot of things about Star Wars where you have to suspend your disbelief because it's just a movie. The Last Jedi cranks it up to such an extreme that it's impossible to ignore what you're watching.
The Last Jedi also.
I remember when I saw the hyperspace skipping, and I'm like,
it's like
oh
the
gosh.
rules just didn't exist anymore. But
okay, we're breaking every rule just for the sake of breaking the rule.
The biggest disappointment was that two big.
The Leia flying through space scene.
Just let Princess Leia die. A nice.
Just please let her die.
And also, they literally just destroyed Finn's character. They set him up to be like, oh, he's potentially like.
Oh, and Rose. Rose. Oh, gosh.
And he just became like a side quest.
No, never have I ever wanted to punch somebody in the face as badly as I wanted to punch. Oh, she's so annoying. I feel bad for the actress because she get a lot of hate for that, but it just was a horrible character.
I hate the character because they wrote it.
And then the whole side quest when they're on the horse thingy, and then.
That's what I'm saying.
And then that one guy who's like they're gonna break them out of jail, but then that goes nowhere too. I feel like you can basically put the sequels as like. So many storylines that literally go nowhere.
Yeah. Honestly, and Luke Skywalker's character arc taking a plummet into the...
It feels like if we undercut everything, then that makes good cinema. If we undercut your expectations and just throw a twist for the sake of throwing a twist, that's good cinema. All right, you guys ready for... You know what's actually funny? Because he did the same thing with freaking Glass Onion.
Oh, yeah, he did. And that was
doesn't make a good movie. Just because you undercut expectations doesn't mean it's a good story.
That was a horrible movie.
I did not enjoy Glass Onion.
I kept waiting for when is the movie gonna start? And like, oh, the movie's over. Okay, that was it, I guess.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Undercutting expectations is tiresome. Yeah, not really. And Rise of Skywalker is also youngling because it's like we're trying to fan service our way out of a hole that we dug, but it's just corny as all get out.
Here's what I really want to know. Did they not know? I really think they did not know at all what they were trying to, like what the end game was with those 3 movies. Like, I don't think...
No, there was never a vision.
I think they actually did an interview with Daisy Ridley and they're talking about like, oh, like who Rey's parents are. And I think she even said at one point like, that they had said potentially she was supposed to be Obi-Wan's daughter, but she was like, nobody actually really knew.
Yeah.
And I think they just made it up. And the fact they switched back to the original director after having another director in the middle, where it's like, well, he's clearly going to try and salvage his original plan from Force Awakens. I don't understand.
They had no idea. By the way, yeah, I did not make this tier list, guys. This tier list maker, so yeah, it's supposed to be council. Yeah, I mean, The Rise of Skywalker was like the most fan service thing, trying to wrap this up in a big tidy bow, and they did a horrible job of it.
Pretty much.
Oh
yeah, Palpatine. Somehow Palpatine returned.
Oh jeez, I don't know about Attack of the Clones. I find Attack of the Clones like doesn't quite.
Okay, I just want to say. It is, I will be honest and say it's not the best movie, but that was like peak Star Wars fandom for me as a child. Like that was the first Star Wars movie that came out in theaters.
Oh man, I remember the romance stuff is really hard to kind of get past, and it doesn't have the same peaks as Phantom of the Menace.
Sam Wassell, the speeder chase.
Yeah, but it's still not as high as Phantom of the Menace.
Arena scene with all the Jedi.
Still not quite Duel of the Fates though.
I agree with you. I'm just saying those are the highlights of my childhood.
Yeah. I mean, it has its peaks, you know. If I had another tier, I would put it above Rebels probably, but like, no, I just don't.
I think it's fine right there.
Maybe Phantom Menace should be Master then? No, because Phantom Menace isn't Phantom Menace is not Mandalorian or Revenge of the Sith level. It's not. The cringe moments are so bad though. Yeah, it really. Like, when you are competing with Jar Jar Binks and somehow I think you can beat Jar Jar Binks with, like, oh, please stop, then you really hit rock bottom. Like, Jar Jar Binks was low and they went even lower. Like, it's still an enjoyable movie. Like, that's the thing. It's, like, it's enjoyable. Like, I feel like I'd probably watch... The irony here is that I'd probably watch Attack of the Clones rather than watch The Force Awakens, but I don't know how much of that is just, like, part of nostalgia, yeah, and not being objective about it. Poor Jar Jar Binks actor, yeah.
Yeah, I'm never mind. I'm not gonna say anything because that's a spoiler.
I don't like Solo that much. Man. Solo is just kind of super mid.
Did Solo come out before Mandalorian?
Yeah, I think so.
I think Solo was the beginning of the fan service marveling because they put Darth Maul in the end, like this little Easter egg, like woohoo.
Oh gosh, don't even get me started on the Marvel crap. Oh yeah, that's what we need to do. We need to do a Marvel tier list, bro. Okay, all right, I'm gonna do it. All right, listen. Stop with the fan service. You have like this circular reasoning of it's a good movie because it includes something else. It's like Marvel hits gold, Star Wars hits gold once, whether it's Darth Maul or whether it's Darth Vader, and all they can do, or who's the girl in Clone Wars? Ahsoka. Yeah, we create a good character, so we did it, guys! We got the thing that we can milk for years to come! And instead of coming up with new ideas or incorporating them in fun ways, it's like, hey, it's a good episode because it includes that character that we wrote 56 years ago that you guys all really, really like. And all they do is they just recircle and reuse the same saying. Please pray that you guys will keep watching because if you actually look underneath the surface, it's just makeup. There's nothing there. Like you said, it's the Marvel is not Solo, maybe not as much, but a lot of these newer shows, which we'll get into in a second, oh my gosh, there's nothing of substance. There's no interesting story. The only thing they're literally carried by the fact that if you want to see Darth Vader, watch this show. It's so lazy. It's terrible writing. Shame on them. And Marvel does this one terribly as well. I'm gonna tear into Marvel later for doing this. But yeah, it's just an embarrassment. Like I hate the marveling, the Disney whole merchandise. Reuse this. We hit gold once. We're gonna reuse it for the next 12 movies. Oh wait, you know what it is? It's a Doctor Who. It's the what do they call it, guys? The what's in the hidden box strategy. It's not even Pandora's box. No, it's like, oh, I wonder what's in there. Oh, I wonder. There's a huge plot twist. Come back next episode, and the next episode is another cliffhanger, and the next episode is another cliffhanger, and they're gonna go 12 seasons and then tease something else. But nothing actually mystery box, right? Nothing actually interesting or of substance happens, right? Stop. It's like you know what it is? It's like the dopamine of playing Candy Crush. Or something like if I keep having like it's exploitive and it's lazy and it's stupid. It sucks.
It's like the mystery.
I always wonder. Can I ask a question about Overwatch? Yes, put it in Ask Spilo. But can I ask a question about Overwatch? I feel bad.
I don't know.
But yeah, it's just garbage. And I really think Solo was like just super mid. It's like, hey, these are characters that people know and love. Therefore, it's going to guarantee make funny. And the story just wasn't that good. Like, it wasn't that cool. It was okay at points, but like, it was just, yeah. I don't know. You good?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I just realized I had like goop on my glasses from weed whacking, and I wasn't even trying to get it off right now.
Return of the Jedi, council member probably. Maybe master. Honestly, maybe even master.
Master, because here's the thing. Here's the thing about Return of the Jedi.
It's got a lot of nostalgia going for it.
It's got a lot of nostalgia, but the Ewoks were kind of the beginning of like what's happening here.
Yeah.
I like the Ewoks, but again, it's just like I don't know.
Yeah.
The whole thing with like the beginning of the movie and it was a little bit of a repeat of A New Hope, if we're being honest.
Yeah, maybe. There was parts of it that were really, really quite good. I think it's a little unfair to put on the same level. I think let's try and get these in some sort of numerical order. Like Return of the Jedi is better than Mandalorian and Revenge of the Sith. I think I don't know where I put those. Maybe this is like here. Yeah.
Sorry, fans.
Not numerical order, but like
not a tissue at all, but it works like one.
Something like that, maybe.
Did you? Okay, never mind.
It's definitely a little bit of nostalgia. There's a lot of really good things about Return of the Jedi. Maybe, but I mean, is it as good as Rogue One? Maybe. I don't know. It's just hard to objectively base it because it's freaking Han Solo and Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. So maybe it's like if I'm being objective, master. If I'm being subjective and like, okay, given the context, Lando Calrissian's like just amazing.
Let's put it in council member.
Low council member. I don't know.
Okay, the Clone Wars movie.
I didn't see
was not good.
Was it? I didn't see it.
I mean, it was okay. I remember watching it.
Where would you put it?
I'm gonna put Padawan. It was okay. Like, the storyline just wasn't that exciting. The main thing was like, oh, Ahsoka was in it. But I honestly hated Ahsoka the first time I saw her because she was just annoying as this 13-year-old kid. It was like,
yeah. I mean, let's just go ahead and put it in Empire Strikes Back. Yeah.
The Clone Wars series, though, I think goes in like Masters or Council.
Probably Council member. I think.
There's some banger episodes.
Clone Wars is definitely. There's a lot.
The lows are low.
The lows are low, but it's just like think about everything about Star Wars Rebels, but like 10 times better. The highs are way higher. The lows are way less low. The characters that aren't main characters are a lot more interesting. It has like pretty complex, pretty mature themes for a kids show. I enjoyed the Clone Wars. I enjoyed the Clone Wars a lot. I think you have to factor in the lows because if you're considering the peaks only, Clone Wars probably could be Grandmaster, but that's not fair to like everything else in here, right? If we're considering peaks only, Revenge of the Sith is also a council member, but it's not. So,
yeah.
I
would put. Where would you put Andor?
Andor, I think Andor would be high council member or even low Grandmaster, at least as of now. I enjoyed Andor more than. I mean, honestly, Andor was one of the most favorite shows I watched, period.
Oh, what about Obi-Wan?
Well, we'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
But I don't know. Andor is definitely council member. I think Andor's got a good argument to even be ahead of a few of these guys here. Andor was I really liked Andor a lot. Like, even the first couple of episodes, which were a little slower, I really enjoyed. Whoops.
If you should put an X. Andor. What else is there? Obi-Wan and Andor?
Yeah, hand. Andor. And then Obi-Wan. Are you ready for all right. I'm gonna do it. I'm angry. You would not care about Obi-Wan if it wasn't Ewan McGregor.
And the fact they had a cameo in Hayden.
They cashed in every dime of fan service that they could in, and it still sucked.
It just didn't make sense. There were so many plot holes.
It was some of the worst storytelling that I have ever. I was so uninterested. And Obi-Wan is probably top 3 characters for me in the entire series. freaking love Obi-Wan. He's like one of my favorites. In fact, I'm actually having a hard time thinking of anybody that I would put above Obi-Wan, actually.
Obi-Wan?
But I just was so bored. It was so bad. It's just Disney. It's just the Marvel garbage all over again, where they just rinse and repeat, and they'd have nothing of substance to add.
The Leia chase scene was
horrific.
Oh my god. That was okay. I can top the Leia chase scene when they're in that base and he's with the undercover chick or whatever, and he's wearing Obi-Wan's wearing a trench coat and he walks out with Leia hiding under his trench
gosh, dude. Dude, the thing is like that stuff is even like that's like typical Star Wars, like, you know, but it was so bad. It was like Last Jedi. But the other thing is too is it's like I don't mind like plot holes or like it doesn't have to be, it's just suspend your disbelief. But what I notice is when you're not enjoying yourself, it's hard to suspend your disbelief. When it's something that's just boring or dull, it's hard to overlook the other things too. I had the same criticisms of Rings of Power. I didn't enjoy Rings of Power, so it's a lot harder for me to suspend my disbelief over the really, really, really dumb stuff that kept happening on my screen.
True.
I didn't enjoy it. And here's another hot take. There's another one that is actually, I think, slightly better than Obi-Wan, but it's Boba Fett.
Oh, I forgot about Boba Fett.
My point exactly.
Dude, I can sum up that show's cringe in like 1 second.
You know it's bad when
Cyborg biker gang.
Oh my gosh! When Boba Fett in a Bacta tank is one of the more interesting things of the show, and the Sand people. That was actually interesting-ish. It was a little slow, but it was at least something unique. And then they're like, oh crap, well we have to, I'm not going to spoil it, but we have to fan service the butt cheeks out of it, the final episode. And it just was so dumb. It was so dumb.
If they had made the whole show about flashbacks with him and the Sand People, I would have been thrilled, because that part was honestly kind of interesting. But the end when he just like shows up and climbs over the wall riding the Rancor,
it's more Disney.
I was like,
it's more Disney. It's more Disney. It's like we don't know what to do, so we're gonna rinse and repeat old characters that people like. It's like, again, there's nothing. I think the best parts of Boba Fett were parts of. I mean, was the best parts of Boba Fett was the Mandalorian. And okay, I'm gonna spoil it. I mean, it was Cad Bane, right? Cad, whatever. Rancor and things that aren't even Boba Fett. Like come on, guys, just write something interesting. And all the new things that they introduced were all sucky. All of them.
I will say, when they introduced Cad Bane, I was like, yo, this is gonna be sick. And then he died like 2 episodes later, and I was like,
like I said, they've got nothing new of substance.
So they could kill him.
This is why I liked Andor, because it was actually something new. And same thing with Clone Wars, like the development with the actual clones themselves, because it was something new or different. Like, maybe I'm showing a little bit of bias here, but I get tired of that so much. What else am I? Chad, am I missing something else? Oh, the old Clone Wars series, the old like 2004 animated series.
3-minute ones?
Yeah, Master.
Honestly, some of those are pretty good.
Maybe even here.
Despite Count Dooku's chin.
Oh yeah.
Man just had a cliff
Clone
chin.
Wars mini series. Those are really fun.
Dude, when he and Anakin and Ventress just go ping-ponging through the trees.
Well, the problem, Vortex, is I think they appeal to like just, kids and people that probably don't like, okay, I'm sorry. I like a good story, but if you just want to see Star Wars and lightsabers and Darth Vader running around, then yeah, Obi-Wan has Obi-Wan and Boba Fett. It's there, and so it's like mass appeal. You know, it's why Marvel's still making money despite putting out literal drivel. Yeah, it's just garbage because hey, it's Marvel. It's fun, but it's just nobody's gonna remember the movies 15 years from now.
We haven't watched Bad Batch.
I haven't seen Bad Batch.
I kind of want to, but we haven't yet because we are a little afraid.
Am I missing anything else, Trent? The holiday special. I'm not ranking the holiday special.
Dude, what, Lumpy?
Tales of the Jedi?
Lumpy?
Wait, Tales of the Jedi, we watched a few, I think. Didn't we watch like a couple? They're okay. They were like the highest rated episodes, and they still weren't that great.
The one with young Qui-Gon or young Count Dooku was kind of fun.
Yeah, it was okay.
Nothing. I just want them to make the Jedi
Visions
Quest and the Jedi Apprentice into.
I haven't seen these though.
Dude, that's a TV show I would watch. If they did young Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. Obi-Wan's like 13, like the Jedi Apprentice.
You should rank the games. I played a little bit of the original Star Wars Lego at friend's house when I was a kid. I played KOTOR Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, which I really enjoyed. But that's all I've played. I don't think I've played any other ones. Maybe I played a little bit of the really old ones, like really old ones. Fallen Order. I haven't played Fallen Order. No.
I have not played.
Knights of the Old Republic was great. Knights of the Old Republic is like such a good game that I like literally like enjoy watching like little documentaries on the game. Fallen Order. Okay, cool. Battlefront 2. Yeah, I played a little bit of Battlefront 2. That was fun, but it's been ages, so it's like I don't know. It's also hard because a lot of the old school first-person shooters have aged really poorly. You know, I'm actually concerned. Could we even do a fair Marvel tier list? Because I feel like I get all the in-games and ones confused.
What do you mean? Like the
mixed
movies?
up. Yeah.
I'll keep you straight. I'll straighten you up. I'll help you.
Yeah. But yeah, Knights of the Old Republic was really fun. Really, really, really fun. I love that. I love those games. Yeah. Let's check Discord. Let's
Could we do Harry Potter?
I don't think there's enough to do with Harry Potter.
There's 7 movies.
Yeah, that's not enough. Sparrow's at like 3 times that.
Oh.
Do a tier list of your Discord mods.
I still think you should Overwatch characters and how toxic people
yeah, somebody mentioned that, but I feel like that'd be too hard. Fruit tier list. We already did a fruit tier list.
Can we do a physique tier list of Overwatch characters?
No.
Who would survive the apocalypse?
I don't play Apex Legends, no. Sony consoles tier list. Haven't played enough of them.
Spilo haircut.
Weightlifting movement tier list. Tier list of light waves overreactions.
Tier list of Spilo haircuts over the years.
Alcohol spirits tier list. Overwatch League stages tier list of skill caps in Overwatch. I've done that one before. Maybe we should do grass tier list. Best Zen player tier list. Maybe we should do Marvel.
How about Pepper hairstyle tier list? Because I've done like 50 things in
Oh my gosh, there's so many.
Oh my word. Okay, I'll help you.
Okay, maybe this is too much. Maybe we should define a different tier list.
No, I got it. Okay. Movies.
This is reasonable.
That's doable. Okay.
That's doable. Okay.
Okay, we got this. Let's go.
Okay.
My arms
Marvel.
don't work anymore.
Civil War.
I did not like Civil War. Oh, you did?
No, but this is a massive tier. This is massive. Let's go through this. Okay, Civil War. I thought was like a really not believable storyline. The Bucky parts are pretty good.
Like Spider-Man was introduced.
I liked Captain America, but the whole concept of them fighting against each other was just like it made no sense. Like obviously knew that nothing actually was.
Well, it's based on the original comics.
Yeah, I know, but I don't care. Then the original comics sucked. Like the idea that they were going to actually anything serious or of substance was actually going to happen this movie.
You need water.
Everybody knew that nothing was going to happen.
Oh, my legs. Oh, you have water.
Yeah. And I also thought Iron Man's whole storyline was super stupid. Probably the worst part of the movie, where you have this super maverick guy doing his own thing, and then he's confronted with the realistic parts, the realistic like consequences of his actions, which is some lady that comes up to him and says that her son died while he was busy saving the city, and he feels bad about that. I'm like, bro.
I would just like to say that.
How do you not know that? Like, you just saved the world. Give me a break.
Who comes up to him plays Mrs. Whatsit in the original Wrinkle in Time.
Oh, really? It was a joke. Like, it was not believable whatsoever, that character development. And it was also stupid because Iron Man's the first guy to know that the government regulation could be abused. That's the entire corruption is what we just saw previously to that.
Iron Man 2, his whole thing is he doesn't want them to take his, like, suits and all that.
I found it very unbelievable. Right, exactly. Quack like a duck. I don't know. I think Marvel set the bar higher with other movies to where I think this one was a major step backwards. Avengers was fine. I think probably B tier. Pretty faceless enemy mobs. You know.
That's like Loki. Remember? Iron Man says his famous thing about reindeer games.
Yeah, pretty much faceless. Just it's fine.
And Iron Man saves all.
Yes, puzzle. That's the whole point. Is it's like he's already. I don't know. I didn't enjoy Civil War. I think Civil War. I don't know. Avengers: Age of Ultron. I don't remember that one that well.
Oh, that's the one where Vision.
Yeah, probably below. I don't.
The Silver Surfer and Wanda's.
Yeah. I don't remember it being very good.
It's that scene where they're all on like the pedestal and the things fly around we were all like, taking one at a time in slow motion, and we hated it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Probably the worst Avengers movie.
I think it was the worst one.
I think even a little bit worse than Civil War. Yeah, I think that even the villain was actually pretty halfway decent, but like the execution. Yeah, I don't care. Infinity War was that? Wait, was it Infinity War and Endgame were the two?
Infinity War is the one with Thanos.
Yeah, I know.
Endgame is the last. Is like the second half of Infinity. Where Iron
Which one's
Man-
better? Probably Endgame, right?
Okay, Endgame was a little fan servicey because Captain America gets the.
Oh yeah, the Captain America, and then the girl power scene, which was executed really poorly.
But Pepper gets a suit.
Yeah.
And
Iron Man scene was really good.
Cute.
Yeah, but Infinity War, I don't know.
To wrap up like the stage 1 Marvel, whatever, I think it was very fan servicey, but I think
It was better than Avengers.
It was tolerable knowing the situation that it was the last chapter.
Yeah, I'm just trying to compare Endgame and Infinity War. I think Infinity War and Endgame are definitely like around A tier, but I
think they're about the same.
I don't remember enough about them to remember if they're S tier or not. Is this Endgame, guys? Is this Endgame?
Captain America's butt is at one of them, right?
Surely this is Endgame, so I think A tier for those. Infinity War was way better.
I will say, I think Infinity War.
I'm gonna be honest, disclaimer guys, I cannot remember the big differences between those two, which is kind of condemning on them a little bit, but I was a big Thanos fan, which is a huge surprise. Like, and Iron Man was fun. I mean, it was all right. Infinity War was better. Okay.
We can rank Infinity War slightly higher, that's fine.
Okay, we'll put it in the top 8. The only reason I just don't remember enough. They were collecting the stones. I do remember that. Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay. All right. Okay. Here's the spice. Here's the spice. You guys ready for it? C tier. Waka waka waka. Overrated. By far the most overrated Marvel movie.
Well, why
probably
is it
barring none.
overrated?
It's just Chris Pratt acting like Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt, no, he's not acting. That's just Chris Pratt.
And
They're
honestly,
like, no, Chris,
it's like they're gonna throw in some classic songs and they're just gonna milk it because classic songs. I don't know, mates. I didn't think it was that good. It wasn't bad. It was enjoyable, but I didn't think it was that good.
Speaking of which, I would just like to say, here's a hot take. You know the Guardians of the Galaxy ride at Epcot, or whatever?
Yeah.
It's just Rock and Roller Coaster Part 2 because it's like.
Well, don't
I don't know anything about the ride. I'm just assuming because think about Guardians of the Galaxy is. It's like, oh, look at all the old music. Oh, woohoo.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's.
It's like the cashing in the nostalgia stuff. It was okay. It's a movie that, like, for as much praise as it gets, I've never had the urge to watch it more than we've seen it once, and I've seen like half of it elsewhere. I just never really had the urge to watch it again.
Somebody says I just played 3 hours of Light Fever and it's every bit as bad as it.
Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I don't think we watched it. I don't think I had any desire to watch it.
I watched it with Caleb and Emma. Whatever you rank Guardians of the Galaxy, put it like 2 below.
Was it that bad?
Hey.
Okay. Well, I'm going off of Pepper's grading. So, Ant-Man.
Poop.
Super boring.
Did I say that out loud? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
super boring. Honestly, I was like, why am I watching this like halfway through? Like,
also, I think the ride. Sorry, Ariana was saying the ride. I've heard the ride is really good. I'm gonna love the ride. I'm just saying. I feel like hot take is that
no,
it's just like a
Bro.
new version of Rock and Roller Coaster.
Ant-Man was so boring. I did not enjoy Paul Rudd. It was super corny. No.
I never realized Paul Rudd is the stepdad in Night at the Museum until we watched it with your sister, and I was like, yo.
Y'all just don't like Marvel. Pardon me for not soy boy being a Marvel fanboy over here. I'm being objective about it. I enjoyed the good parts of Marvel and I enjoy the bad parts of Marvel. See, that's why I'm allowed to give an unbiased take. I'm not a Marvel fanboy. I just like some of the good stuff that they put out. I got into Marvel movies because of the good Marvel movies, so that I can give objective takes. And I also don't really have any favorite superheroes. I used to kind of like Iron Man, but not as much. So it's like I look at more of like the objective quality of the movie. So my ranking is perfect. So screw off.
I want to know what Avenger
Ant-Man and Wasp
is most like.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it was so bad that we didn't even want to watch it. So I feel like it probably deserves like B tier.
Hey.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange, the first one.
Doctor Strange, probably D tier.
I liked it. Like, it was enjoyable up until the very end.
Yeah, the final boss
was
is like,
ooh,
what's the point?
Okay, we can shut the.
I don't know. There were some enjoyable parts, but it's definitely a weak C. Hot take: Ant-Man is better than Spider. That is a hot take. Iron Man. I mean, the first one is probably at least A.
Iron Man is slaps.
Maybe an S just for now, just as a placeholder.
Dude, what's his
I
name?
really enjoyed
It's just
Iron Man.
My favorite, the bald guy.
Yeah.
Obadiah. First of all, his name is Obadiah. I mean,
Homeward Bound. Wait, is that the French one? Wait, no, not the French one. What's not the French one? Where was it? Is it the Italian one? Is that the Italian one, right?
The what?
The Italian one. You know when they're overseas.
Oh, where they go to Venice?
Yeah.
That's the second one.
Oh,
That's
what's Homeward Bound?
Homecoming. Spider-Man Homecoming is the first one. Why'd you say Homeward Bound like it's that movie?
Well, what is this one? What is this the first one?
I can't read it. It's a small.
Help! What is this one, guys?
I think it. No, it's got Vulture, so it's the first one.
It's the first one. Oh, this is Homecoming. Oh no. I think maybe even A.
I would just like to say.
I think I'd rather watch Homecoming more than I would like to watch the first Avengers.
Because the scene where he's in the car with their dad.
I like the Vulture. I thought it was a good one. I like this one. I enjoyed it.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I remember. Of course I remember. I liked Homecoming. I like Vulture, and yeah, I liked it. I don't know what you guys think. I just thought it was just fun. It was just enjoyable. Like, I didn't care as much. Like, I was just disbelief, a little bit, but I enjoyed it.
I love his friend.
Spider-Man Far From Home. All right, here's another hot take, y'all. I thought this one was overrated a little bit.
I thought it was not the best.
What do you mean have an opinion, mister? Yeah, they never did anything much. I think Far From Home was overrated as well. I went to that movie with really high expectations. It was just kind of like, it was just super mid.
Parts of it just didn't make a lot of sense.
I don't remember what I didn't like about it, but there was just nothing good to say about it, to be honest.
I knew Jake Gyllenhaal was going to be the bad guy the second I saw it.
Oh yeah, that was super predictable. Everybody and their mother knew that was happening. That one was not a twist whatsoever.
Yes, it's the one.
What is this one? Is this the last one?
Yeah, that's fan servicey, but kind of worth it.
Okay. This one was like uber fan service, but I don't know. Objectively, probably more of a B tier movie, but it was like S tier in the fan service. So like, what am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
I love that movie, even though it's fan servicey. That was like fan servicey, right?
They did, and to be honest, the original movie itself, if you just take the fan service out and like just have, it wasn't bad. It was okay. I don't know. Definitely overrated because because of the fan service, people are gonna freak over it. But it was enjoyable. Yeah, it was enjoyable. I think standalone, it was an okay movie, like a high C, but with this fan service, obviously.
That was so fun.
That was fun. Yeah.
For multiple reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, it was all right. It was all right. Black Panther. Probably a B. Probably a B.
Was good.
I liked it. I honestly.
Circus slapped.
Yeah, I might actually put Black Panther over Avengers. I think I would. Again, I'm trying to look at it as like how much would I want to watch it. You know what I'm saying?
The actual villain in Black Panther kind of sucked, in my opinion.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But the Kendrick Lamar soundtrack with the bald lady.
Oh yeah, that was pretty sick.
That was really cool.
There were a lot of pretty cool scenes in Black Panther, and obviously Andy Serkis is good, and also, gosh, who's the guy? What's his name? How do I not remember his name? The main actor guy.
Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman. I really like Chadwick Boseman. I thought Black Panther was pretty good.
I like Chadwick Boseman. I didn't like him in the original Avengers or whatever the first movie he was in.
Yeah, he was pretty much meh. Yeah, but I think this was enjoyable. Like, to me, B tier is like where I'd probably watch it again. But I don't know that I'd want to watch Avengers first one that much again. But I wouldn't mind watching Black Panther again in a while.
You want to show them Mari?
I spy a cat on the bed. Yeah, she's conked.
Wait, here's another cat here.
Captain Marvel. Oh man, Captain Marvel falls into the categories of movies that we just never watched because I saw enough to know I was not interested. I don't know if I can even. I think it probably falls into the E tier.
I've seen summaries of it, and it looked pretty horrible.
I've seen scenes, and I just was like, oh no.
Some new trailer dropped for some Marvel something, and I heard bad reviews.
No. This was also around the time when Marvel started to do its Marvel thing and just start vomit out content, and I was just like, all right, the dip in quality was honestly noticeable after the whole initial wrap up of Avengers. Everything after that has just not been enjoyable at all.
excited for the birthday.
Black Widow, didn't see it. Again, it's kind of like I've heard that it was halfway decent, but like it just like reaches the point. I'm gonna be honest and put both in question mark, but I feel like Black Widow is probably better. The Home Cat, thank you for the sub, mate. I appreciate it. I don't know. It's just like I said, it's like that timeline of like what 2020, where just like I just stopped caring as much.
This one.
Shang-Chi.
F.
I don't think it was F. No way, it's worse than Ant-Man.
Like
I'd rather watch it more than Ant-Man. I would say.
The girl was so annoying.
I'd say D. Yeah, she was pretty annoying.
She's like, "Hi, I'm a valet. I can drive cars like a trained pursuit driver."
Yeah, it was pretty mid. The best part of Shang-Chi was that one soundtrack, though, that one song that I found from it that was actually sick.
Yeah, that's true. Hey.
I don't know if I can play it on stream, but I actually really like the first half of the song. I'm just trying to look it up really fast.
I like the guy in it.
Yeah, Shang-Chi himself was honestly pretty good. I like the main actor. Just the story itself was just kind of like...
I would take my picture with all these people.
Here's the thing with Shang-Chi, though. It was like another faceless CGI crap. Like, it's so tired. Lose Control in Shang-Chi. Highly recommend. I really like the first half of that song. Anyway, I like that actor a lot, but the story just really lost a lot of momentum towards the end, and then it ends in another giant CGI fight that Marvel can't seem to avoid. Eternals, haven't seen it, not planning on seeing it. WandaVision, I'm on the fence with WandaVision. It's definitely something that I would consider seeing.
I want to watch it. But all I know is every time I go to Walmart, in the clearance aisle, there's like 50 action figures from Eternals, all marked down to like $8.99.
Whoopsies. Falcon, Winter Soldier. Again, this is like the Marvel glut. Like, honestly, WandaVision was kind of a casualty of the Marvel glut, where it's probably halfway decent, but it's just too much Marvel. I just wasn't interested anymore. Iron Man 2. C.
It was not very good.
Yeah, mostly just because it's Iron Man, so it was interesting.
I want my birth.
Loki as well is a casualty where Loki's.
Watched 2 episodes.
We watched 2 episodes and I just lost interest. I'm just marveled out. Like, I think again it was probably halfway decent.
Sorry.
I was like, what is going on? But like, it's just too much Marvel. I didn't even know these existed. Moon Knight? What?
No, Moon Knight was supposed to be really bad. Remember? It's with the guy that does Poe in Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
And Hawkeye, I don't know.
I'm not planning on watching these. Iron Man 3, alright.
Haley Steinfeld in Hawkeye?
Yeah. Iron Man 3 is D for me. I did not like Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3 took a lot of, like, creative, like, liberty. Not creative liberty. What's the word? Creative, bold choices
I did not
that
like
did
Iron
not
Man 3.
pay off.
I did not like Iron Man 3. It's just corny.
It didn't make much sense.
Hulk? I don't remember Hulk.
I don't know if I ever watched Hulk. Oh, I've watched a Hulk, but I don't remember which one
I think we've definitely watched both.
Sorry.
I remember it being pretty mid with the newer guy.
Was that the original Thor?
Thor, yeah.
I kind of thought it was funny at times.
It was all right. I'll put it in here. A lot of mid ones, which is exactly what I mean. This is what a balanced like franchise. This is like what it should be, right? More in the mid, right? Thor: Dark World. I've heard it was horrible, but I haven't seen it because it's horrible. So
Ragnarok was pretty funny.
Ragnarok
the New Zealand guys were my favorite.
Ragnarok high B.
Yeah, sure. I don't remember.
I think Ragnarok has a pretty good argument for A as well.
Or whatever her name is basically just Maleficent.
Honestly, though,
somebody says Ragnarok S tier.
Maybe I don't know, not S tier, but definitely at least high B or low A for me. Yeah. Captain America, is this the winner? Wait, the first Avenger? I think this is the first Avenger. I think probably a B.
Yeah.
It was enjoyable. It had its moments. It also didn't have its moments, but it had its moments. Enjoyable. Winter Soldier, I'm not gonna lie, I'm tempted to put Winter Soldier in S tier. Or in high A.
That's pretty good, yeah.
I really like Winter Soldier. It was just a good movie. Just a good movie. I was not a huge Captain America fan, but I really like Winter Soldier. The story develops really well. It's interesting. There's some gravitas behind it. It's not corny all the way through, yet it still has its humor moments. I thought this is Winter Soldier is like a classic example of you don't need a giant CGI fight at the end of the movie to actually have an engaging movie. It felt like we actually got somewhere. Like I don't know. And I also really liked Black Widow in there as well. I thought Black Widow was just like standard like insert attractive character, but then I actually liked the development with her, and it was like she was actually an interesting character because of that movie. So like I think you can make it. It's such a good standalone movie too, without like needing to know the context of all the big Marvel Cineverse. It's a good movie. The Winter Soldier got nerfed so hard later, though. What do you mean?
And they probably downplayed something in the series later on.
I did not see Doctor Strange. Same reason didn't look good. Didn't see that.
What's that one?
Love and Thunder I heard was bad. Didn't see that. I mean, I don't really think any of these actually fall in the. This is all like. This is okay. Wait. This is all like. I can actually like draw. Like the funny thing about this is you can actually see the timeline with a few exceptions, right?
When we stopped watching.
There's a reason why. Like, you know, maybe not doesn't deserve here.
I would definitely.
Maybe doesn't deserve here. But you can literally see for the most part, like if you looked at the year that these were released, you know when it happened. It's like 2019-ish, 2020-ish. Viz. Just nothing, very, very, very harsh dip in quality. I think Dark World is a little bit older. But besides that, most of these are pretty recent in the last 3 or 4 years. And you can see the dip in quality. Yeah. Well, that's what they do. It's actually pretty I'm not convinced that it isn't malicious. I think that they make stuff like She-Hulk that is just objectively bad, but they actually capitalize off of like the incels, right? And like the sexist folks out there. And they make it so bad, but they weaponize the sexism and incel behavior by saying that if you're not an incel, you'll enjoy this show. Therefore, anybody, you know, with a balanced take on feminism and whatever else feels guilted into watching it and enjoying it. That's my conspiracy theory. If you throw, you know, a black female, you know, something different about the character and trigger the racists and the sexists, then you can make it as bad as you want so that you can deflect the criticism and guilt people into watching it. That's my conspiracy theory. You weaponize the nutcases. I'm only half joking here. I think that there's definitely probably some truth behind that. Because you don't need any effort into it because it's. But again, my point here is that like you can literally see like, I mean, what is this? Black Widow, recent. Marvel, recent. Eternals, recent. Falcon and Winter Soldier, recent. Not recent. Recent. Is there anything actually good that's been released from Marvel since like 2017 or 2018? Like, is there anything in this tier for me? Spider-Man?
Oh, yeah.
Spider-Man.
Ragnarok was when?
I mean, we can even expand the category to even C tier. And Far From Home, I guess? Oh, Ragnarok? Yeah, Ragnarok. But Ragnarok was like 2019, no? Because even Ragnarok is more recent. $2017. Yeah, see, that's not even recent, mate.
Wait, that was 2017?
2017.
What the heck?
So, if you say like 2019 plus, it's like this and this-ish, and that's all the way in C tier. In-game came out after Captain Marvel. Oh, okay. I guess the thing for me is it gets irritated when you have like these. It feels like the more the efforts put into, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. This is just interesting to me. It's interesting to me. What's your chat? What's your hottest take about Marvel here? Because I haven't seen a lot of these things. What's your hottest take? My hottest take, is probably that. Like I said, it's probably that Guardians of the Galaxy is the most overrated art Marvel movie, and it's in C tier. Hottest take is Spider-Man Homecoming is better than the. I don't know what's my hottest take here. That maybe this one is definitely probably my hottest take there. I don't think anything else here is that spicy. It's not something that everyone's gonna agree with, but yeah. Yeah. The original Doctor Strange is S tier. I really enjoyed it. It was definitely creative. It was definitely different, I think, which is going to lead to checking the boxes. I like people taking risks, you know what I'm saying, with movies a little bit, you know? As long as it's not absurd, but they actually, like, they tried something there, right? +1 Doctor Strange. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man best man. I don't think that's a super hot take, although that one kind of falls into the prequels category for me, where going back and watching Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, I did enjoy the first one, and I enjoyed, honestly, the villains in all of them, but the movies themselves I don't think were that good. It feels like, if you think about Tobey Maguire, you think of, like, all the great actors and the people that you really love, but the stories themselves and the execution just wasn't up to par, right?
Yeah.
Original Thor, but as Norwegian. Yeah. Original Thor wasn't bad. Spider-Man 3 is a cinematic masterpiece. I don't think that's that hot of a take. It's definitely probably the most popular Spider-Man film and probably one of the most popular Marvel movies. Did I watch the new Ant-Man movie? No. No, there's like the thing is like, again, it's like I just have no interest. It's not just I'm against Marvel. I just know what Marvel's going to put out. I do my homework before I take the time and money to watch a movie, and I just go, yep, it ain't it, you know? So where's Spider-Verse? That's a good point. Yes, where would be Spider-Verse? A tier?
Like Spider-Verse.
A tier?
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy Spider-Verse as some people did, to be honest with you guys. But I still think I have to objectively give it an A tier. I think Spider-Verse, if you enjoyed it, would objectively be S tier, but it's not for everybody. It wasn't as much for me. Is that Ultron is one of the best villains? Yeah, no, I actually think that I don't think that's hot of a take. I think I agree. I think Ultron is probably the best part of that entire movie. WandaVision was pretty creative, but honestly still kind of bad. Fair enough. Why are you trying to be objective on fiction? Stop calling me out. Let me be objective. Let me do my thing.
He's so cute.
The CGI in the first Tobey Spider-Man didn't age well at all, apparently when people get disintegrated on the balcony. Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen it, but it was like, hey, I like Tobey Maguire, and hey, who the heck is the Goblin guy?
Oh, William Dafoe.
I always forget his name. William Dafoe. I'm a huge William Dafoe fan. I think William Dafoe is sick.
He is sick.
But yeah. All right, chat. We're going to end the stream. We got our 2 tier lists that I wanted to do. I'm going to toss a raid. Am I going to raid? Ladies and gentlemen, look through my Discord. Bread OW. Did we host raid before? I think we did host raid. Yeah. I'm trying to find somebody that we haven't raided my Discord yet. Hex. Yeah, let's raid this person here. So we're gonna raid Hex. Looks like they're playing Brig. Some of the more questionable UIs ever. All right, chat. Loves and kisses. I'm gonna be gone next week. I will not be around next week, so stay safe. Have a wonderful week off. Loves and kisses. For those of you guys who don't know, like I said, I'm taking the week off. I'm gonna be partly out of town, partly in town, partly catching up on a lot of work projects behind the scenes. But yeah, loves and kisses. Tell everybody in Hex's stream that I said hello. Get some rest. Yeah, I'm planning on it. I have a lot of work projects that I'm mostly going to catch up on, so it's going to be productive rest. Actually, it's going to feel good. Goodbye.
Bye. Dang.